I'm on a quest to have a second healthy baby, and that means I'm not putting any toxins, any fragrances in my body, and that's where Caraway Home cookware and their Tupperware come into play. Right now, when you use my code TSFS at carawayhome.com, you get 10% off. I'm sure you're like, Sarah, what are you talking about? Well, Caraway products are non-toxic. That means they have no PFAs, PTFEs, those forever chemicals that are extremely hard to pronounce. And I just ordered their storage containers in navy. Oh, and hello, they don't have any toxic chemicals either. Don't believe me? Go and read their 5-star reviews. Over 65,000 people have rated them 5 stars. Visit carawayhome.com/TSFS to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive to Sarah Fraser Show listeners, so support my show and visit carawayhome.com/TSFS or use code TSFS at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. Hi, David Yontif. Good morning, my love. Live from New York.
Live from New York. I just landed at 5 a.m. Again, guys, guess what? It's going to echo until the designers design. So just deal with the echo. I'm sitting in an empty pad honey, there's nothing here. I sleep on an air mattress.
Are you doing Are you doing custom order? Like, are you a custom order design queen? Like, do you custom order the rugs and the sofa fabric? Or do you do like a restoration hardware buy and delivery and then just have a designer set it?
I have a vision. Like, all of a sudden, the designers are showing things and everyone's like, oh my God. I'm like, look, are they pulling it all together? Yes. Are they finding pieces for me to choose? Yes. A bunch of it custom designed? Yes. Is the overall vision of the color scheme and the looks and everything mine? Yes. So when this is done, I'm going to Melissa Gorga the fuck out of it. We're going to do a before with me sitting here on the floor recording this with this echo. And then we're going to do an after. We're not going to do it 100 times like Melissa Gorga and show every detail. We're going to do it once and we're going to move on.
Wow.
But the Central Park view is great, but it is, so yeah, we do a little custom design.
Okay.
Listen, let me tell you something. I like to do everything in life once. Like, let's do it right, and let's never fucking do it again, okay?
Oh, really? You
want to buy,
okay.
You don't want to buy that Louis Vuitton bag today? Well, guess what? It's going to sell out. So either you get it today or shit or get off the pot. Just get it, do it right, and move on with your life.
Well, that is true,
I
right?
know.
And if
this
you buy,
sounds like I'm very out of touch with reality.
No, but if you buy quality things in lots of instances, such as a high-end handbag, you'll have it for life. I mean, I have my first Louis, and she's still a going and she's still a classic. Meanwhile, I have not bought another Louis, but it's still relevant. It's still relevant. So,
honey, Louis Vuitton does not go out of style.
It doesn't. It never does.
I need to call my friend, the Countess, and tell her this.
Well,
Louis Vuitton does not make mistakes, Luann.
Speaking of Luann, what did you make of her? TMZ caught her coming out of a rehearsal, I think, in New York, and they asked her about Joe Bradley and her chemistry, and she goes, oh, yeah, we definitely have chemistry. And they said, if Joe didn't have a girlfriend, would you hit on him? She goes, oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yes, it would be happening. I'm a bit of a cougar. I mean, if this were you, do you think Joe Bradley's girlfriend is intimidated? I'd be a little intimidated by Luann. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think Joe could leave that chick he's with for Luann.
Miss Danielle Olivera.
Yeah, thank you. I love it. And Luann didn't know her name either. She goes, Joe's girlfriend. She goes, oh yes, we love Joe's girlfriend. Just like what I'm doing. And the woman goes, oh, Danielle. Yes, Danielle.
Summer House is Danielle. That's the one. Listen, Lou is a busy woman. Look, Joe Bradley, I think, is really fucking hot. Hot. I think Lou would bed him down and she would never realize, she would just be like, wow.
She'd never leave the bed. And she'd never leave the bed, darling. Never leave.
She would never leave the bed. Yeah, she would never leave the bed. She also came out of that and said that here's the thing. She tried to play coy to this ridiculous rumor, which is not true, about her and Sonia and Dorinda being mixed in with the new RHONY cast, which is
Right.
not real. Aaron Leachy just confirmed that it's not real, but it was never real. And Lou, I think, tried to play like coy. How can I say
Dirty
this?
Lou.
Dirty Lou, because it's kind of like, what's the word? It's kind of like
Dirty
a
Lou.
Dirty Lou. It's
Well,
kind of
look,
like
come on. If you're in this business, I believe it's a little bit the Kyle Morgan effect to some degree. While now I do not believe that they have had a lesbian relationship. It changes by the week. I know, guys. I think that they were happy, including to some degree Morgan, to let these rumors run wild because it's good for everyone. It's good for the agency for Mo. It's good for Kyle on RHOBH. It's good for Morgan's career because we stand by. No, the public did not know who Morgan Wade was until she was entangled in this. Lou knows the game. Leaving the rumor out there that Lou and Sonia Rita and Dorinda could be coming back is great. I agree. It's not happening. Erin was on a podcast. She said, no, there's not a chance. It would be so weird. And she's right. Those women wouldn't mesh with this new era. And I guess I'm the only one, but I like the current cast of RHONY. I hear they're all coming back. I want to give my girl Jenna Lyons one more shot to be the boss babe that Jenna is.
Well, you've said some things correct here today. They are all coming back. You're not the only one. I don't not like the new RHONY. I like the new RHONY. It was lovely. And it was lovely. Yeah. Like, I mean, here's the thing that I think we need to remember. Salt Lake City, the first season was good, but we didn't know Meredith. We didn't know Whitney. Like, we really got to know these people in season 2. So this cast will have, I think, real drama. And they're not going to have a Jen Shaw and a reality volunteers. But I think that by the end of season 2, we're going to get dirty, and it's not just going to be about catch and cheese in first class anymore. You know what I mean?
I could not agree more. I hope that season 2 brings it. And I love our RHONY girls. Can we move on, though, to the biggest story, I think, that's been out there in 2 weeks, quite frankly? The Queen, Kandi Burruss, leaving RHOA. You are so good knowing behind the scenes of these situations. If it's about money, if it's about control, if it's about you weren't giving me a good edit, if it's about, I obviously already said money. But Kandi Burruss announced in the past week that she is not returning to RHOA. There was 1 to 2 real sticking points in the contract they could not come to an agreement on. So she took this as her opportunity to step away. She will still be working with the Bravo family because I believe, is it Old Lady Gang and some other shows? I guess are on. I think she's had a competition show. Has a great relationship with NBC, she says, which I believe. I think NBC loves her. I think Andy Cohen loves her. This is a first for the Sarah Fraser Show. I have partnered with a mindful eating doctor. You guys know I gained and lost 150 pounds until I found mindfulness and quit all fad dietings. If you have tried every diet under the sun, I want to introduce you to Dr. Applin at Optimal Body. Go to myoptimalbody.com, request an appointment, and be sure to say that the Sarah Fraser Show sent you, because you can qualify for a free personalized assessment, plus a bonus free 30-day supply of their gut repair product when you sign up for a customized plan. Again, that's myoptimalbody.com to request an appointment. I have never partnered with a fad weight loss company, and I never will. Dr. Applin is the real deal. If you have even tried Ozempic and it didn't work for you, you need to see him. Starts with a gut reset, and they actually make a plan for you that is long-term and slow weight loss, so you can keep it off and change your life forever. Don't believe me? Go and read their mindful 5-star reviews. Go to myoptimalbody.com and tell them the Sarah Fraser Show sent you. What do you make of this? Who do you think will be back on RHOA now?
I just reissued my chat with Kandi from 2 years ago because I wanted to give I think it's an interesting chat anyway. Like, I mean,
you do the best interviews. Yep.
I loved Kandi. I have to say, and I said this during this chat at the beginning, like, I really like, look, I was, of course, excited to interview Kandi, but I wasn't like, I was excited because it was Kandi, but I was like, this is just going to be like media, media, media. She's going to give me all, I mean, Kandi don't get dirty. She's going to give me all the media answers. No, no, no. I felt she was so real, authentic. I felt she answered every question. There was no slant of like, let me not say this, let me not say that. I thought I was so pleasantly surprised with my interview with her. Not that I didn't want to interview her. I just really thought that it was going to be more of like a watered down, like, like, oh, everyone's great and life is great. Kandi, life is not great, okay? There's a lot going on here. But so she was great. Look, I think that all of that is true. I think, look, Andy loves her. Did you see Andy's send-off of her?
Oh my God, she's the GOAT. She's the greatest of all time. We love, I mean, and I think you got this out of Kandi, or maybe you had always revealed this, but one of the reasons Andy loves Kandi so much is she's never once asked for an edit, ever. She's never bitched about, you portrayed me like this, you did. Kandi goes to work. Look, I've been a huge fan of Kandi. Again, I want these women. This is like, I guess once I reach Kandi's level, maybe I'll know the secret to this. I always want these women to just sashay to almost a Shark Tank-like show where they help businesses and teach you the secrets. Because Kandi, to me, I just think she's outgrown it. She's made Todd so successful, and I know Todd was a successful cameraman prior, but she's such a brand. I want to know.
Not a several $1 million, $20 million worth cameraman.
Well, correct. It wasn't a $20 million cameraman until Kandi came along.
Yeah.
I want something more mature from these women. It's the same with Bethenny. I always say, and it's hard to get your own show. Bethenny should have been on CNBC. Is that what it is?
But she tried all that shit.
No,
she
but
tried
not
that
with
with
Kevin.
Mr. Wonderful.
No, ditch fucking Kevin. No, this is the problem.
Oh, I see.
Get rid of Kevin. She should have had a talk show style where she was bringing on investors, stock people. It was almost like Bar Rescue, giving them tough love / Larry King. They show
you want her to do like a Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay. She wanted her to do like a Tabitha Salon takeover, Tabitha's takeover.
But like with like real businesses, and then mix it up with like market stuff. And stop talking about yourself. You can mix in an antidote here and there, but it's what David Yontef taught me when you do interviews. Nobody fucking wants to hear about the host. They want to hear about your guest. Bethenny cannot shut the fuck up. If she could, she would have a rock star TV show. I want that show it could run at 1 a.m. I want her going to hear a business evaluating, not with Kevin O'Leary. No one gives a shit about Kevin. Bethenny is the star, and let her do what she does best, which is business and this lack of emotion because she grew up with terrible parents. Lean into that. But we cannot, she cuts her nose off, spite her face. And then we have to listen to all this foolishness about, I'm so rich and I know billionaires and Dave Portnoy should do this or whatever. It's like, no, go in and actually help people, give people your knowledge, and then shake them when they won't take it until they get it. And then let's follow up. Can the Bethenny magic work? But, she can't. Look, probably nobody would give her that show. And, but that's where we want to see her. That's where I want to see Kandi. I love Kandi. It's like Kris Jenner. I don't care about the Jenners anymore. Unless, like, if Kim and Kris were doing a business show and a marketing show and showing you that, I would watch. That's compelling. I'd
watch every second of what Kim Kardashian would teach me about marketing. Are you fucking kidding me?
And I know they don't want to give away their playbook because that's why they're billionaires. But now you've done it. You're a billionaire. Bethenny, you're worth $200 million. Like, okay, stop this foolishness of trying to be a wannabe housewife and lean into, I'm already a $200 millionaire or 200 worth 200 million. I'm going to do this
Is
show.
that really how much she apparently is worth these days?
I don't know. I don't care. Even if
I don't
she's
think
worth
so.
50 million, she's worth more than 98% of the people in our country. Lean into that. You don't have to be Mark Cuban. I mean, she could have one hell of a YouTube show, of a TikTok show, of a and you could produce it cheap. I mean, Bethenny, call me. I know I've said nasty things about you, but I would help you. She wouldn't take my advice. But anyway.
I agree with all of that. She's not going to call you. You have said horrible things about her. Call her anyway, Bethenny, and she won't take your advice. You are absolutely right. No, okay, thank you for the morning rant. I understand what you are saying about Miss Frankel. Yeah, listen. Yes, I did teach you this. When you were the host, like I was invited to the press day. We just had a press day in New York this past week for the traders. Now, I personally don't get much out of a press day. It's like, I have to now, like, look, if I can take all the little snippets and put it together here for people for a show, I don't need to go fucking float my ego on some red carpet talking to like Sheree unless it's like on the damn podcast here for everyone to hear. The point is, when I was putzing around on fucking Instagram, these interviews from these people that did it, we don't need to mention anyone in particular. I was listening to some of these people and I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Nobody cares about you bonding with the fucking person you're interviewing. That is what I taught you. That is what I teach everyone when you interview. Ask the question and shut the fuck up. Be okay with uncomfortable silence. If the pause is 9 minutes, let it be 9 fucking minutes. Give them a rope and let them hang themselves. Nobody cares about the host, including myself. Nobody cares about me when I'm doing a fucking interview. Shut up, David, and get the housewife to answer. Nobody cares if you had the same fucking experience. Thank you. We're both on rants today.
So we got off on this tangent. Why do you think Kandi is leaving RHOA? What do you think the real story is?
Look, I think all of the above. I really do think she left on her own. Everyone go and listen to my reissue with Kandi last week. I think she left on her own. She was the highest paid housewife at 2.8 million. I think, she's also said like, look, we don't know anything and you let us dangle out here and other opportunities came along. I don't think Kandi was fired. I mean, look, there's a contractual thing that could break down where they say, you're not getting a raise. You can come back for 2.8 million. And she's like, where's my raise? I think it was like everything, but I really do think she left on her own. I think it was time. So like it could have been mutual, but I think they would have worked it out. But it certainly frees up a shitload of money to hire 3 people that could be considered superstars, right?
So you believe that it was overpay. That was the only thing.
But I really do believe that she wanted to go and that they are lingering out there and nothing has happened. And I really do, for all my saying, Monica Garcia left on her own. She needs to cool off. You fired the bitch. Dorinda's on pause. You fired that bitch too. Brandy, whatever it is, you fired them. I believe that Kandi is in the rare category of someone who's like, peace out. I have other opportunities. I'm leaving. She's in such good graces with Bravo. And yeah, I think she left on her own. I just think it's like, it frees up a ton of money. And RHOA to me is in the toilet and it frees up. By the way, can I just say there is no truth as of today of recording this. Now, when you all hear this next week, I can't tell you what's going to happen in the next 7 days, but there is no truth to these rumors that Porsha Williams is 100% coming back to RHOA. That's not true as of today. I don't even think it's going to happen. I think people just make things up.
Is Phaedra coming back?
That's not even really on the table. Although, it could be, but that's not really likely to happen. I think now is the time, right? Kandi's gone. She said she would never work with Phaedra. She's killing it on the traders. Why not bring her back? And look, it's an ensemble show and it's, you know what I mean? Like you can't, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Does bringing these people back work? Like, was RHONY Girls Trip a huge success?
I don't know.
Is
Was
the
it?
OC a huge success with Tamra and Heather back?
No,
I mean,
I can
does
tell you
this,
that.
right?
We know that for a
No.
fact. The ratings were unremarkable, and the discussion about it was unremarkable. The only the huge hits that they have, obviously, Beverly Hills is so big because you have actual wealth, right? I mean, you have Sutton getting $300,000 a month, darling. I mean,
You know what didn't work for me about RHONY? The problem for me is, and this is
I
why
love
I
the
know
whole
you don't
thing.
agree, and a
Okay.
lot of people agree with you. It's why Vanderpump works for me. It's why Southern Charm this past season I thought was so great. Even Summer House. It's like the younger kids, and I mean, I don't know what world I'm in that I'm calling these 40-year-olds kids, but it's real, like Kyle and Carl and Danielle, and they all hang out in the real world. Same thing with the Vander kids, Shep and Craig, and I mean, they're all in each other's lives. It didn't connect for me with New York because these are not people that are friends. Like, that's why Salt Lake works. Like, I wish, like, you couldn't find a group. I mean, they tried. The rumor was they couldn't find a diverse group, a group diverse enough. Like, we're not going to have a bunch of, the Hills and Laguna Beach white chicks from the Upper East Side running around on the new RHONY. So, I mean, here we are, we cast it. But, like,
Well, of
I
course,
just,
because
that's what you need to find for reality. That's why, like, selling Sunset, it's like, okay, like, that's not exactly all, but at least it's like an office, and do the people really work there, and who knows? But, like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's the problem that I had with RHONY.
brilliant. I did a rant about Justin Timberlake and fake drama, and we see this fake drama in the podcasting space to some degree. It doesn't work. People are craving authenticity. It's why
Yeah.
Luke Combs and Tracy Chapman were the most talked about, with the exception of Jay-Z's speech, moment at the Grammys. People can sense the inauthenticity. I think it's the problem with RHOBH. The reality is Kandi Gal she ain't friends with any of them. And Kandi,
RHOP.
oh, sorry, RHOP. What did I say?
It's
RHOA?
okay.
RHOP. Thank
Well,
you.
a lot of people are calling for RHOP to go to the graveyard like Dallas. A lot of people have been slipping into my DMs and saying that they want it gone.
Kandi came on my show and told this story, and I'm sure she's told it again. Candace watched the show and just knew in her gut she was meant to be on it. She wasn't friends with any of them. And I love a manifestation story. She made it happen. But there's no... there is Giselle and Robin, yes, genuine friends. I'm not even sure Karen Huger is that good of friends with any of them anymore. The Professor and Kandi, I think, have made a friendship out of necessity. I'm not sure how good friends they really are.
They're exchanging niceties on Twitter, and Chris is getting blown by Eddie these days.
Well, I think they're trying, right? But I mean, I do not believe those are the real friends that Candace and Chris hang with in the DMV. Giselle and Robin, I don't know who Giselle and Robin's real friends. I think Ashley. I do think those
who are
three.
Dorit Kemsley's real friends? Because she's so hurt. She's hurt that her real friend Kyle is ignoring her, and she said that was the hardest thing at the reunion, and she's butthurt that her friend is like dropped her. Well, Kyle hangs out with the morally corrupt Faye Resnick, and she hangs out with Morgan Wade. That's right. Don't you be talking about my friend Kyle now. That is my friend.
Morgan, is that you?
Yeah, that's her. I mean, so, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Dorit, Kyle is not your fucking friend, as my friend Catherine Edwards always says every time she's here. Like, so who are Dorit's real friends? Like, you do see Kyle in the real world with actual friends. And you know who you do see? I mean, I know she has lost her 14 friends, but when Crystal posts pictures, there might be a housewife or two worked in there, but she has real.
No kidding.
Dorit never posts anything with a real person.
I would rather have Crystal's friends, which Bill Burr's wife, the comic, Nia, I think she has a different last name than Bill. I want her on. I want her on. She's the one that she kind of went viral at a UFC fight. She gave Trump the middle finger, and people, and I'm sure our fans have mixed reviews about that. Regardless of that, I think
they do, darling. Yes, they do.
Okay, well,
some of our fans are conservative, babes.
I've got an unpopular opinion, and I don't give a fuck what people think. I don't care who you vote for. Sorry, I don't care.
Me either. I don't
care.
I could care less. Same here. I literally don't care.
Go vote. I don't give a shit.
Do you treat me well? Are you my friend? That's all I need to know.
Anyhow,
will you come on my podcast if you're a housewife?
I care about.
And if not, I don't want to talk to you. Go on.
Anyhow, Nia would be fabulous. That's a real friend. And don't you want to see? I want to see what it's like being a comic's wife. Bill and Nia have 2 children. Nice. They're Beverly Hills, baby. I mean, he's made a lot of money in this business.
Beverly Hills. Let's recast Beverly Hills.
Bring back the morally corrupt Faye Resnick. I'm with you. I think these shows, unfortunately, they lack authenticity and people can feel it. And I think it's the same with RHOA. I don't believe Kandi was really friends with a lot of these women. Kandi showed up. She got the bag. They're not real friends.
And this
I
Porsha
think
thing is not a real, it's floating around. Could it happen? Sure. But I mean, it is just a gross negligence today, a week before people are listening to this, that people are reading on certain blogs and truly are now saying that Porsha has signed. That is ludicrous. That's as ludicrous as the thing that existed for a week about Luann and Sonia and whatever, Dorinda coming back. It's like, I think people just want things to happen and they put it out there, and then other bloggers get so excited and run with it because like they can see it happening and they want it to happen. We just skip over the fact of like, that's not true. Porsha is not signed to come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta as of today.
Well, right after we recorded this, Porsha signed. So, sorry, David. David, shake that crystal ball, baby. What happened to that? You were predicting things and making all these predictions, honey. Oh, my Lord. You were like, more accurate than the Long Island medium, but not anymore. Porsha is coming back. Are you guys excited to see her on RHOA while Kandi is out? Makes perfect sense. I'm actually excited. Porsha does bring the drama. I mean, will that be enough to bring a lot of interest? We shall see. All right, another brand new episode with David Yontef from Behind the Velvet Rope tomorrow on the Sarah Fraser Show. Love you guys. Bye, everybody.